Hello there, welcome back to the Kellner Chronicles. Been a while, I know, guys. Excuse the glasses, they're all over the bloody place. Um, yeah, for on. Good to see you guys. It's been a while. I'll explain everything in a bit. From those of you who know from my last video of Typhoon Odette / Ray, whatever you want to call it, we were very busy in the Philippines, but a lot has happened since then. It's been a difficult time. The last few months have been really tough for us. The trip to the Philippines didn't pan out as we'd hoped it would because of the storm and other things. Our Lucy's around somewhere. She'll be popping by later on to say hi to everyone. And it's been difficult. Some of you may know from Lucy's own video on her channel, she's not been too well. Her condition got worse, and we've spent a lot of time back and forth to the hospital. Hi, Mick. As you know, she's not doing too well, but she's strong. She's had surgery and she's fighting the good fight, and hopefully things will improve. We don't know yet. A lot's been going on, as I've tried to see. When we were in the Philippines, we had almost no internet. It was horrible. It's one of the worst I've ever seen over there. There was almost no internet at all. It was crazy. But there we go. It's one of those things. She's done everything she can to get better, and she's fighting all the way. But a lot's been going on. Just to give you guys a heads up, some of you will know and some of you won't. I had a run-in with one of our favorite scammers. And I'm not going to go into too much details, but I will tell you this. All the big tough talk that individual posted on his live streams and his channels about how he would do this and do that is just rubbish. So yeah, wife's in the house. It's been it's been fun, to say the least. What we can say is the help we managed to give to people there in Bais and Manhuyod was exceptional. I do believe, numbers wise, it was more than 1,000 people. We reckon 1,002, 1,004. We were so happy to do it because they were suffering so bad. And to see that we managed to get to those people that the aid people didn't was really, really good. Towards the end of our stay there, the aid trucks were getting through, the water trucks were getting through, and people were being helped. So good news there. I've seen a lot of what's been going on, and I saw the actual rush of these scumbags using the typhoon to literally line their pockets, buy their cars, build their homes, and God knows what. My God. Wow. Crazy. All right, everybody's having a nice little chat. 7 on at the moment. With everything that's been going on, we haven't been able to come online due to trying to sort everything out. It's been a very emotional and draining time, but we're getting through it. One thing is, Lucy's a tough one. I've kept up with some of the stuff that's going on, but not a lot. Fact of the matter is, one issue I do want to bring up before anybody asks, so I'm going to say it anyway. I did meet up with Dave from the Raw Facts in Cebu. A lot of people are saying he's not there. He is, and he is who he's always claimed to be. He's a well-off fella. He has enough funds behind him. He's not a... he is what he says he is. All right, I'll leave you guys to talk. But yeah, he is who he says he was. Very interesting individual. Got on quite well with him. It was nice to meet up with him and share some ideas. He does his channel his way. I do mine. I can't knock him for that, because anybody that's trying to stop these individuals is fine with me. You know, it's been interesting indeed to see how things have progressed. For most people in the Philippines, Typhoon Odette was a disaster. To others, it was cha-ching, a money-making extravaganza. And I just can't get my head off it. I really can't. Shocking and horrified. But obviously, the videos I put on only showed part of the devastation. It only showed so much. There was so much more to be seen. It was just terrible. All right, we're 12 online. Okay, you guys will have to keep me up to date. And as Mark said earlier, Mark Hall, it's Super Bowl Sunday. I completely forgotten. But then again, my team isn't playing, so there you go. Is it really that important to me? No. No, God. Oh, D wasn't afraid of you. Yeah, of course. Of course. I don't doubt it for a minute. And let's put it this way. And if he wasn't afraid of her, then he was bigger fool than he looks. For sure. Hi, 13 people. Instead of Typhoon, that they should Kaching, absolutely. I wasn't surprised by what they did. Kaching, yeah. I wasn't surprised by what they've done. I'm just gutted that they've done so much of it. Yeah, American handball, exactly. It was you know, the funny thing is most of their channels have been popping up on my feed. I'm not subscribed to any of these scumbags, but for some reason, you know, the recommended viewing, I mean, wow, shocking and horrified. Say hello.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I lost too much weight. Look.
Yeah, she's lost a
I'm
lot.
like, what do we call this one with the ostrich?
Ostrich, yeah?
Ostrich.
What, long neck. Yeah, she's had it rough. It's not been easy. Symptoms appeared when we were in the Philippines. We thought it was food poisoning, and it turned out to be something completely different. Yeah, absolutely. If he's not there to tell us how we should be there, then what are we going to do, Mick? I mean, what would I do if I didn't have his guidance? I was going to pay for some consultation fees, but then I thought, no, I'll go out and have McDonald's instead. It's funny. He made every excuse in the book as to why he wouldn't help with Odette. Now, I know for a fact Critter Hunter and that other fellow, Finn Snow, were doing a lot of help work there.
Hello.
And you would have thought when they offered to take him with them, he would have accepted, but he didn't. Hi there, 3PS Automotive. Good to see you. Yeah, she does. I tell you what, this girl bounces back really quick. Solid. Jollibee. Well, yeah, of course, Jollibee, because McDonald's were out of burgers. I remember that one. Where my stepson and I went to McDonald's. We tried to get a burger over 3 different occasions over a period of 4 weeks, and every time we got there, they were out of stock. It was chicken and rice. McDonald's chicken and rice, brilliant. Only in the Philippines, I love it. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy to see. There was decent people. We saw loads of vehicles head towards base. Even Critter Hunter and Finn Snow, 2 individuals I'm very dubious about, but give them their credit. They did race down with loads of stuff. We saw them buying the stuff in Dumaguete. We saw them buy tons of noodles, tons of rice, tons of canned goods. Same as what we were doing at the time. They were doing exactly the same. And they did go down on a few occasions to help. So well done to them. As I did on my video, we never asked anybody for anything. However, we did get offered from my colleagues at work and from some great friends abroad, names to be withheld. He knows who he is. They gave us some extra, and we were able to reach more and more people. Every peso was accounted for. Not one peso was misspent or spent badly. Obviously, the video says it all, and it's all there. Made it very clear I didn't want anybody to send money because, quite simply, I don't want to be in that predicament where I'm handling other people's money all the time and things go dodgy. It's not the person I am. We put a lot of our funds in. Lucy put in a lot of funds from her business. And like I say, good friends abroad who know exactly who they are, they're here with us today, helped greatly as well. And I'm so grateful to him and my colleagues, and especially more than anything else to my wife. This was her plan, to get down there as much as we could and to help as much as we could. Anyone know how many relief trips Gio made? Yes, he relieved himself all the way to Davao, I believe. As soon as the storm hits, he ran like a bat out of hell. Bat out of hell. Okay, let's not go into the virus. He ran like mad to get out of there. Maybe it was in his plans. And maybe I'm bad for saying it, but there you go. It is what it is. For me, when Lucy was showing me photographs people were sending her, when we did have internet, of the devastation that was happening in Bais and Manhuyod, Lucy came clean and she said, I want to help. We want to help. Well, we did. We had the transportation. We had the availability and the time, so we went and helped. I would think that most guys or people on this channel would have done the same in that predicament. We were just lucky to be there at the time. And, the most valuable part of that was actually seeing the people's faces when you could see that they were getting some food.
Even you give them 20 pesos.
Yeah.
20 pesos.
The most ridiculous thing of giving them 20 pesos or a bottle of water, it was enough that made these trips worthwhile. It was enough that it didn't matter about the money. It just mattered about the help. Children without anything, everything from soap bars to small candies to anything we could get our hands on. That's pretty much what we did. We even emptied out one mercury drug of bottled water. It was funny, that was. Gio is depressed and complaining on his live stream because he can't find a girlfriend. But he shouldn't have dumped the one he had. I thought he's in Davao. Didn't he make a video where in Davao the girls were better? Or is that my misunderstanding? Crazy. Did anyone see the terrified skimmer while he was stuck in Cebu? Yeah, there's enough of them. I mean, let's put it this way. Uh, if you looked at some of the videos of some of them, I mean, it was horrendous. I'll give the credit. The storm was horrendous. We weren't hit as bad as some places, but there was quite a bit of devastation in our area too. But as we weren't in the direct line of fire of the typhoon, we weren't too bad, and I'm grateful for that. But there was those that were in heavy. I mean, there was mudslides and everything. Up to this day, I believe 60 people are considered missing, never to be found again. It's terrible and horrendous.
Before we left, the place of the we've been is smelled bad already because of a lot of the
Yeah, Skimmer made bank off. Yeah, I was surprised. He did big time, and he gave only a small amount to his passed away friend's girlfriend or something. Ridiculous. A lot of these individuals have made heap loads of cash from this thing. It's very easy to do to get that sort of money. I made it very clear. I had friends here, I had friends here in Jib, actually telling me to start a GoFundMe and all this, and I refused. I won't do that. I'm not a charity. I'm not a charity organization. I'm not registered. This was like an emergency run, really. There were emergency runs just until the aid trucks got there. The girls you met in Davao were old enough to drive. And I was, oh, ouch, painful. Oh, I missed this. That's painful, having a beer with the boys. It's crazy. I think I saw one or two of his parts of one or two of his videos since I've been back, and it just sickens me. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I could have lived with myself if I hadn't helped. I saw a lot of people um, that didn't help. One of them who was making videos constantly about how he had no electricity for 11 days and, you know, how Beggy May's ass was shining so bright he didn't need electricity or whatever it was. I saw that individual on two occasions. On both occasions, he ran. Yeah. It was actually my stepson who pointed out to me, my son Christian, who pointed out to me the second time. Crazy. Hey, Scott's in the house. Gio lies again. He said he gave his apartment to a Philippine lady. Yeah. I talked to Mike, who lives on another floor in the same building. Really? Wasn't Gio supposed to leave months? Yeah, he was. He claiming that he was going to go to the US. Once people stopped sending him cash for his trip to US, he decided, I'm not going. It's the same as the other fool, old Dick. He's now done two videos in the last 2 to 3 months of how he's going back to the US. And yet he's still in the Philippines. The whole Kellner crew put forth a tremendous effort. Thank you, mate. We only did it because it was necessary to do. We don't want any congratulations, any medals or anything for it. I'm sure all of you guys would have done the same, seeing what we saw. And I'm just grateful. We had a lot of support from a lot of guys like yourself and others online who were there with us all the way. It was tough. It was tough and very difficult to watch. But we were. The good thing is to see the faces of pregnant girls and women with babies and that. And we were able to give them food and that. It meant so much more because we know we were helping, and that's all it was. New law, only 30-day visitation. I don't know, but apparently they're following suit with Vietnam. This has been coming for a while, and I think they're using the pandemic as a way to now change that law and enforce it. the simple thing is, the only thing old Dick can do in that situation is try to retire there, but he has to have the funds to do that. Um, it's one of those things, and I'm sorry, but this couldn't have come at a better time.
Maybe he will get married baby May.
Oh, what? Just like the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
What
to
is it?
stay.
I have a question for you guys, and I want honest answers.
Maybe he will get married. Who knows? Just
Took
for the sake of staying there.
took 40 days to get our power back to every day. I had at least 50 cell phones charging from a. Yeah, I can imagine. We had we had a similar thing. We were charging all the family's phones via my truck, and it got to the point where the truck battery, even when I was running the engine, was starting to say, "Oi, knock it off." It was funny, but yeah, Medic 101. I suffered the same. Not as long as you did. I mean, that's tough. 40 days, no power.
Ours is how many days? Like 7, 8.
No, we had 8 days no power,
Yeah.
and then we had a couple of days where we was on and off all the time.
Yeah.
We weren't too bad, and because of that factor and Lucy's doggedness, we got to do what we did. But there were people out for. I think there's still people without power in other areas. Not good. Terrible. Right. Here's the question I have to pose. Forgotten now. All right, I'll get back to that one in a minute.
And I don't even think to get the generator at that time.
Yeah, we should have done.
Yeah. But the thing is, every time, every day, we expect that the electricity will back. So we don't need to get.
Yeah. Phil's has now scrapped the tourist visa renewal. Good. About time. My God. How can you be a tourist for 3 years? I don't understand that logic.
3 years, only 5 years. He said it's 5 years.
Yeah, but he's renewed it, hasn't he?
But even though, why is it staying long? Very long.
Sorry, I forgot the question. I'll get back to you on that one, Mark. I was going to pose a question for you guys. Right. Exactly. What Lucy was saying is old Dick had a video the other day claiming he'd been in the Philippines for 5 years. You know, I would have thought that the government would have jumped on that as soon as you walked into the immigration office and no, you've had your 3 years, goodbye. But obviously they didn't. And the other one, Skimmer, didn't he have problems with the immigration there? Because one video he's saying that he went to Duma to get his visa renewal and he had another year on it. And then he went back to Bacolod and they said he had overstayed and he was in trouble. I'm confused. There's a question for you. The real question is, what condition of the pig and rooster Lucy got me for Christmas? Fully eaten, my friend. Fully eaten. You saw the lechons. Amazing. I tell you what, I was done in after that. Philippines was always way too generous to tourists. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, a lot of them ran from Vietnam, didn't they? Because Vietnam used to do the same. And they changed the laws there very recently. Old Dick is visiting home. So he claims. Now he claims that his girlfriend's self-sufficient and everything. She's not self-sufficient. What she is self-beggy. All right. Make the pig, I killed it. All the roost. Yeah, turkeys weren't all that good. But there you go. That's another story. Right. I didn't get to fly my drone as much as I would have liked to. Bad weather. But it was an experience and a half. I was lucky to bump into another subscriber of mine, an old one. I've known him for years, and it was really good bumping into him as well. I wanted to bump into Sabu Bossman, but just no time. Calling Rafi tough. I predict, mate. Oh, for sure. For sure. Now that the borders have opened again, now that tourists coming in, there are going to be queues outside of all of these girls' houses for promises that they have to keep, etc., etc. How did the plants get by in your absence? They did very well, and she sold a ton of them. She sold loads of them, and she still got loads. It just seemed that for every hundreds of plants she sold, there seemed to be more in the backyard. My poor truck. I lost my garage, everything to her plants. It's terrible. So I was getting kicked out of the area. I was waiting for the bedroom to be filled up as well. Oh, all right. Oh, it's like I've always said, and I know I joked about it before, that as soon as the borders opened and travel was possible again, there would be herds of horny guys waiting outside their houses. Now, I say it in jest, but it's not far from the truth. My plants still have. Propagate, yeah. Yeah. She did really well. I was really impressed. The plants, Lucy's plants, really helped because a lot of that money also went to help, excuse me, the people that were suffering from her debt. So it paid for the parties, it paid for um, the aid that we did. A lot of the aid that we did, part of the aid, it was just crazy.
I give a lot of Christmas gift as well.
Yeah.
And the gift for Christmas is really too much, yeah?
Yeah. The thing is, you went over the top and there was a massive queue outside the house.
Yeah, what can I do?
We'll talk about that in a minute. King wants nothing to do with this. Well, this is the thing: is they put themselves in a position where they start asking, "Oh, please help me for my house. Please help me for my family. Please help me for my school. Please help me for my coffees and teas. Please help to feed me. Please help. Just gimme, 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 gimme." And then we have a situation where when these guys come by thinking, "Oh, Ging really likes me. I've sent her so much money. She owes me." I know it's small-minded, but it's a fact. Then you have these problems.
Think about that.
Not at all. And she hasn't thought about the damage it's going to cause or the dangers. They think they live in a clown cuckoo land, a fairy tale, where they think that this money is free, that there are no strings attached. Maybe in some cases it is, but in a lot of the cases, there are individuals who don't think clearly and think that these girls are going to have to owe them something. I mean, they can't keep expecting these guys to fund them. We've seen it time and time again. Build me a house, or the house is mine as well. Now I built it. Simps, fools, idiots. What's the old saying? A fool and his money are soon parted. So yeah, there's that as well. It's interesting. I saw what I saw in Dumaguete with a certain individual was enough to put a smile on my face for the whole of my trip. Lucy would have torn a certain female a new asshole if I'd have let her. Let's just say I wished I'd had my camera with me at the time. It was one of those days we went out to do, you know what it's like in the Philippines. You go out to do paperwork and it takes you the whole bloody day. And after a day of running around to official offices and that, we decided just to stop off at Sans Rival, have some a late lunch. And I heard a voice. Looked ahead of me. I was sitting down at the table, and up the ramp, there he was, old Dick. He hadn't seen me. Then I went inside the mall with Lucy to buy a few bits and bobs and bumped into the individual. Not much to say to him, stared him out, and he took steps back. It is what it is. I also saw him again at Tom and Tom's Coffee. That was interesting. I was with my stepson. We were out buying fireworks for New Year's, and he happened to be there with one of his overweight retired buddies. He ran off back on the bike without his helmet, no mask, no helmet. He's obviously above the law, and raced off. Paul, the murderer's ex-maid, is the most ingenuine YouTuber. Okay. Yeah. A lot of them are scripted. If you're referring to Mia, definitely she was scripted to hell. And to be quite honest with you, she's another one receiving gifts and that. They're supposed to split up. I don't believe it for 1 minute. I think it's all set up. It's like a lot of these videos saying, I'm going back to the US. A lot of the time, it's like another scam. They're saying they're going back to the US, and it's just a way of people turning around and saying, oh, dude, let me help you out. It must be expensive for you. Here, here's $20. Here's $50. That'll help you with your trip. It's just crazy. You know, you see all these, all this money flying around. It's just crazy. And it's sad to see that so many people are still sending the money. Mental. Old D is one bottle of Geritol away from the next seniors. Yeah. Yeah, but who's he gonna go? Who's he gonna get a golden gloves from? Because he couldn't lift his hand, but to barely hold his own, let alone fight. It was funny because months ago he gave it all the big large when he was on his live stream about if anybody fronted up against his girlfriend, he would do this and he would do that and he would do the other. I was there. I fronted him up. He did nothing. I just smiled. Lucy fronted his girlfriend. She went quiet, very quiet. I don't think she would have handled my missus anyway. My missus would have slaughtered her. But it is what it is. I predict old D does not make it back to Phil's. I would tend to agree. I hate to say it and I hate to be morbid, but if his father does pass away, he'll probably run off with all the money. Seems to be lined up for the e-beggars, rats. Others will be lined up outside the e-beggar houses, sharply nosed. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I could see it. It was funny to see what I saw. And I kind of knew that if I bumped into this individual, what was gonna happen. Kind of predicted it. But it was obvious. You know, you get a lot of these people, they come online, they give it all the large. No need to make threats. It's fun. For sure. That black eye soap sells really well there. I'm sure when she saw Lucy and I, she put in a large order. Sad to see. And yeah, I mean, the individual is as sad, as weak, as feeble, and as ancient as he is, for sure. Even surprised even Lucy, you know. It was funny. We got here. We got. Gio said he backup country is Malaysia. Yeah, well, his backup country is Malaysia. Backup country? He doesn't own Malaysia. He doesn't own the Philippines. Seems to have a very high opinion of himself. In fact, an excessively high opinion of himself. It's just ridiculous. Backup country. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I've got a backup $10 bill in my wallet. The hell's that? You mean it's his backup country for more e-begging and legging it? Let me guess, if they had a storm in Malaysia, he'd leg it from the city he was in as well. It's ironic how when the storm hits, he was in Cebu documenting it. The next minute he's run away, packed his bags and got to Davao. It's crazy. I don't get it. He never did. Let's put it this way. The girls in Cebu and Davao, I hate to say, aren't as provincial as the ones in Dumaguete, okay? And I don't mean to be disrespectful to the girls in Dumaguete or anywhere in the Philippines, but there's not such a culture in Cebu of that many girls chasing after foreigners, right? These girls are more clued up. And in Davao, I would think the same. However, if he hasn't got a girlfriend, was he actually looking for one? He had one and dumped one. Should have stayed where he was. Or maybe he's just getting too old and too bold. Only a narcissist can totally abandon. Yeah. Yeah. You know, this is the thing. If the pattern is the same, the rope, old dick, both exactly the same. Even anal adventures, the pattern is the same. You know, I was fortunate. I met a Filipina when I hadn't even gone there. We got to know each other. I fell in love with a woman. I married her. So proud of that fact. So proud that is who she is, and the hell that she's been through in the last few years with medical conditions and everything, and yet she's still tough as hell. And it just, you guys know it. You've been there. You know what these women are like, and you know that a lot of the girls, especially in places like Dumaguete or just outside, because most of these girls are from outside Dumaguete, from the provincial areas, the rural areas, excuse me, they don't have any money. And going with a foreigner is an easy decision for them. May not be the best or the wisest, but it's the easy decision. Beggy May used to work in Manila. She hooks up with old Dick, learns how to e-beg, doesn't have to work again. Simple rule. But in places like Cebu and Davao, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, they're not going to find it that easy to get a girl so straightforward. It's the same in Manila. City girls are going to be tougher to get. That's just my take on it. I could be wrong. All right. And we got 20 on. That's not bad for a comeback live. Yeah, I do apologize. We've had so much going on that this has been the last thing on my mind. I do apologize for that. But some things, you know how it goes. Some things take precedence. I have been in contact with a lot of you guys via other media sources. And I've got one very good friend who's not with us today, I don't think. Jeremy, you'll see him from time to time pop up. He is in, I think it's Dipolog. And he keeps me informed with a lot of stuff as well. One thing I can tell you is the rope has a big problem coming towards him. Something happened whilst we were over there. I'll try to be as brief as I can about it because I don't want to give too much away. He made some live streams and some videos slagging down an official from Dumaguete, or one of the towns in Dumaguete. I know this mayor personally. He's a good friend of mine and my wife's. We've gone on super well. The rope decided to call him racist, decided to call him corrupt, and many other things. And the funny thing is, the man is none of the above. I know he's an official, and a lot of it happens like that. But this guy isn't. He's already well off from his own established businesses. And if he was a racist, why hang around with me? Why come to our parties? Why eat our food, drink with food? You know, he sat with me for hours. Let's put it this way. This man is extremely educated. He's also well-traveled. And the rope, I think, has just put an anchor around his own neck. I know for a fact that this mayor is not going to take this lying down, and he has already got his lawyers onto this. So watch this space. At some point, there might be an update on the rope's inevitable departure from the Philippines. Forceful. You know, I know this firsthand. This isn't lies or anything, because the information was sent from us to the mayor, and the mayor looked into it and saw it himself. He was not happy. And you all know that under the rules in the Philippines, a foreigner cannot have an opinion on an official there. For instance, you and I, if we were in the Philippines, could not talk about whether we thought that President Duterte was good or bad or whatever. It's not our opinion that counts, and we shouldn't really be talking about it. Let's put it that way. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, well, that's it. That was now that we mentioned boats. Here's the question that Mark Hall and others could answer for me. With all the crap the rope was giving on his videos about the liner, can somebody point out the point on where he was getting a liner to where he's not? Because I thought he had a plan to get a cruise liner. But yeah, the rope blatantly and without remorse named and shamed this mayor on his channel. When I was passed this information from a good friend, and I forwarded it on. All I'll tell you is the Ropes channel is beginning to die. His views are beginning to die. He's now making videos of how to survive in the Philippines and don't be broke. Well, I don't know if he'll be surviving much if he's not banged up abroad. Rope couldn't find enough coins in his catch. Yeah, exactly. I said from the start, and I went on record for that. I said from the start that I thought this was all hocus. It was all bull, because he was trying to get views, and that's the way he's done it. He's got the boat. It's doing that. Yeah, apparently he's got a floatable model of the RMS Titanic, isn't it? Yeah, okay, you got it, Mike. Glad you're with us. That's cool, brother. Right, Mike's just caught up with us. He's now caught on to who the rope is. All right. We tend to use these names because it's politically incorrect to name and shame. Okay. Though I would love to. It is what it is. A nice rubber ducky, too. Yeah. Apparently, that the rubber ducky is his next girlfriend. Right. I mean, obviously, going back to the Philippines when we did, it was shocking. I'm shocked. It was shocking to see the changes there. They're still doing a lot of work in Robinson's Mall in Dumaguete, and all they're doing is moving things around. It's crazy. No, that's cool, bro. That's cool. Michael, we don't mind. We don't mind. it does take you guys a while because obviously anybody new coming in, they're not used to our usual patter. But like you say, you're caught on, you'll catch on with the rest. No worries at all. And if you're not sure, just ask. Hi, my friend. Welcome back. Do you remember Lester? Yeah, yeah. So I've heard. I got Robert. I got wind of that one as well. That she's got a new Filipino boyfriend now. It was obvious. The same is going to happen across the board. Um, when these guys go or when they walk out, there's going to be a new sugar daddy or whatever in their lives. They need that. So it was on the cards. Um, they don't really have real relationships. The relationships is what they call in the Philippines practical, beneficial. Once it's beneficial, and then when it's not, it's not. The same as all the others. We were saying about Old Dick. The same thing's going to happen with his. As soon as he goes back to the States, his girl will start looking for another foreigner at some point. Now that they're coming in, so Old Dick only waited until the gates of the Philippines of immigration opened up in the Philippines again before he decides to go back to the States. A lot of them are doing that. I know maybe Gio could go back to Dumaguete and get a girlfriend there. Used up one, borrowed one. Who knows? Well, we got 20 online. That's good. I'm going to try, depending on circumstances. I've got a few more videos I need to do. And I'll probably do more live streams now. Luz, you'll be popping on and off the live streams every now and again. But she's always here. It's the only reason you guys turn up because there's no way you guys turn up for me. It's impossible. I don't think so. I don't see him going back. I think that if he went back to the US, he'd have a lot of legal problems. I think he's going to now at the moment, he's island hopping. He'll probably, now that the borders is going to start opening, and there's a good belief from my own information or my own intelligence that I got from what I do, that the world is going to start opening up completely, which means that people that have been vaccinated will be able to travel straightforward, so long as you can prove you're vaccinated. It's all just one big ploy. And for sure, I don't think he's going to go home. I think the fact he's been talking about Malaysia for quite a while now. I think that's his next port of call. He was talking about it way before he even left Duma. Maybe Gio can hook up with me. He sees, yeah. Why is it sloppy seconds? For sure. I mean, his friend won't mind. It's kind of really bad, isn't it? The bro code seems to go out the window with this lot, doesn't it? Crazy. But as I say, I don't see him going anywhere but to another Asian country, for sure. All right. And it just they are. I can't wait to try Cano's burgers. I'm thinking of getting my own franchise. Also, the franchise support team at the corporate level is go Canos. Yeah, I've applied for a job there as well. I want to be grinding coconuts, if you get the pun. That's terrible though. He's another one. He's just fleecing people for cash, and there are idiots out there who are still giving this man money. What is wrong with people? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out you're being fleeced, you're being shafted, you're being conned and deceived, and yet they're still giving the money. Wow. And if Black Dave was on today, which he's not, God rest him, it's all my own. You know what that means. Be careful with those bacteria, but exactly. Well, apparently, I hear he does a good line in dog. Dead dog and dead cat burgers. Could be wrong. Very tasty, very meaty. You might get a bone or two in there, but that's the risk you take because they're freshly made. Babe, you probably don't know what Canos is yet, right?
Huh?
Canos. Apparently, the foreigner foraging in the Philippines. Right. Okay. Listen, he wanted to open up a burger joint called Canos. Right. Yeah, I know. This guy's had more business ideas than anyone I've ever seen. He's the only guy I know who's had that many business ideas and failed in every one. I don't know how somebody can fail like that. Doesn't he realize that it's very difficult for a foreigner to open a business in the Philippines and have it be successful? One. And two, with all his failures up to this date, hasn't he woken up yet and said, this isn't working? Crazy. But hey, there's always e-begging. Or you could be like the Brits in what's that place called? Naga City. Our favorite friend. Open up a resort. Once the burgers business gets going, the rats and dogs will minister. I know it'll clear up the area very quick. 8 weeks to build a roof. I know someone who's built his house in 8 weeks, and it's quite a sizable one. 8 weeks to build a roof. You can understand, especially a wooden roof, it only takes a couple of bloody weeks. It's crazy. Dog and cat are just like grandma used to make. Yummy. That's some good stuff. Canos is going to be pure entertainment. I can't wait for him to get that restaurant open. Imagine the honoraries. Yeah. But the question is, I'm not that clued up, so you're going to have to help me, Salasio. You're going to have to. Has he actually got a venue to open up Canos, or is he building a venue? Because I seem to be a bit confused with this one. Like I said, I don't follow these people all too often now. Been too busy elsewhere with personal things, but I'm curious as to where this guy is going to get the funding and everything. It just doesn't make sense. Or is he doing it from his house? That's cesspit. My God. Honestly, he had to forge the metal. Yeah. Apparently, he extracted the iron ore. Had to extract the iron ore from the ore to make it iron. Yeah. Wow. You'd imagine. It's crazy. And to be quite honest with you, I know a lot of people think I'm slinging poop or whatever. Some guy actually said that the other week on one of my videos. I don't care. The poop's there to be slung. And if these individuals don't want the poop slung, then they shouldn't put bullshit on YouTube. I was actually asked once why I do this and why I am so concerned. I'll tell you now, it's of public interest because it's in the public domain. If you post a video, you're open to criticism. Same way they criticize me, the same way they criticize anyone else on here. It's open to criticism, and these people are no different. Why? Because I like the rope. He's really nice. Why are you so cruel to him? Well, one, he shouldn't be lying or insulting his viewers. As I've seen one of his videos on a comment, I've got it somewhere on. I've got that information hidden somewhere, where he actually called one of his viewers just for asking a simple question on comments, an asshole, instead of just giving an honest answer. These people, they are not of the best quality. I'm trying to choose words here. Jeez. I would like, there are words I could use so freely, but I'm trying to be diplomatic is the word I'm looking for. I can't be diplomatic. Oh, it's just terrible. And I'm sure I'm going to have comments. I don't really care. I don't care about the trolls and I don't care what they have to say. But I just don't understand why they're still defending these individuals. It doesn't make sense to me. How can you defend someone who is nothing but bad, nothing but selfish, nothing but egocentric, nothing but a liar or a deceiver? I don't get it. Slinging poop, more like scooping up. Yeah, absolutely. He collected 150K on Super Chat. Oh, Jesus. I'm putting up a wooden roof. Father-in-law get nothing. Oh, dear God. The guy just has no morals. I guess selling ice cream doesn't get you morals. The other day, the hog called someone this is the funny thing. I've had individuals come onto my live streams and try to insult me. I've not insulted them back. I've had individuals come and give comments, and I've tried to answer their comments, but I know what they're there for. They're just there to provoke a situation. I don't bite that anymore. I was foolish enough earlier on when I was doing this. I'm not an idiot now. And obviously it shows the level of intelligence this person has. If you don't like the question being asked, you've got two choices. Delete it or just ignore it. Leave it hanging. If the question is irrelevant, what's the point? 150K. I'm sorry, I got to go back to Sphere's one. I mean, I had seen something about that he got a lot of money. I didn't realize it was that much on Super Chats to put up. Oh God. Ouch. I'm sorry, that's just that's wow. It just shows you how easy it is to be an e-beggar. And when I was rejecting money from friends and family for the aid trips that we did, because obviously we had limited time and I didn't want to go down that road. It just shows how easy it was. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how much money that is. It's shocking. But it just shows again how foolish people are. We've all done silly things in our lives where we may have given money to a fake charity. We may have been pulled into a scam for whatever reason. We lost a little bit. It can happen. We're human. We're open to those failings. But for people to be that stupid to keep giving money, wow. Let me guess, another fish farm. For some reason, a special brand of suckers. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have put it better. There has to be. Who gives that sort of money? It's, the term, it boggles the mind. It's beyond boggling. It's just crazy. That sort of money would have been better going to. Yeah, we could have put a senior center. We could have put a roof up there. Absolutely. Should have asked them. We could put the roof up on the senior center, but a metal one instead of a wooden one. He also, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Hog use Odette, Typhoon Odette, as a way to claw money in? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But for me, that really was Outrageous. I know that the Late Lechon did it, old Timmy boy, and I think he's bought a new vehicle with it, with the money. I know that Skimmer's done it, and he's used the debt, and I know that Hog, or I believe Hog has done the same, and a few others. I better dig out my phone. Yeah. It's just crazy. I don't understand how these people live with themselves. I really don't. I You would understand if you saw people trying to help in an honest way. You can understand them keeping 10, maybe 20% of the take of the thing for their own personal use, for going out of their way. You can understand that. But to keep 90%, if not 100% of the take, it's just outrageous. All three of them was on Begging Feast. Yeah, yeah. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. This is crazy. It boggles the mind. It really does. He was dragging out Charlie and Baby at all hours of the night to get sympathy donations. Well, I'm not sure if you guys know about the 8 miles from home individuals, the Brits that live in Siargao. They were doing exactly the same, and they've done exactly the same. They have overstayed in the Philippines with a child who should be in school. They've overstayed in the Philippines. They are on a tourist visa. They have been e-begging for a long time, and they used Typhoon Odette to make more money. Whilst I was over there, I got told by a friend, and I checked up on it, and it was just outrageous. They've got every possible scam going on. Patreon, PayPal, merchandise, send us money, go fund us, and all this going on. It's just outrageous. I believe they were kicked out of Vietnam as well, story goes. Or was it Thailand? One of the two. What got me was him standing in line for free. Yeah. Well, it's the same as that other idiot, the one in Naga City. He was another one, and he's trying to come on here defending himself as well, where he actually pushed his way in a, what is it? It'll come in a minute. These charity feeding places. And he pushed his way through the line to get a bowl of food before everyone else. It was just crazy. 25 people. It's 23 now. They're in and out. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the Philippines isn't a highly expensive place. It's not the cheapest place either anymore. Prices have gone up drastically, but you can still live quite comfortably, and you don't need to be e-begging. If you need to e-beg, you should move back home. It doesn't make sense to me. What?
That is the easy way to them.
Yeah,
Money.
well, Making It Happen vlog and the other one, the Juicy vlogs, both legged it. They made their excuses. One even claimed that they had permanent residence. Not the case. After a bit of checking. But these are the people you're dealing with all the time. Now that the gates are open again, more people are going to do the same. It's not going to stop. Hopefully, with the new restrictions of 30 days or whatever it is, this should slow things down a little bit. And people like Old Dick and Geo and all them lot will have to change their tack. And maybe that's why they want to go to places like Malaysia. I'm sure they're checking out the visa restrictions in different countries or the visa rules in order to move over. So yeah, it's nuts. Well, it's good to have as many people as we've got. Hi, Mikey. So Alfred as Mitch's old. I believe so. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard as well. You know, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. They seem to be into sharing. What was that? Sorry, guys, I got a beep somewhere. All right. Notification. Yeah, Mikey, it does seem that our poor Alfred's been dumped there. That's been an ongoing joke since it started. That's another one. Flannery. He's a card. He really is. You know, this guy has been a known con man throughout everywhere he's ever been, the US, the UK, now the Philippines. Every chance he's got, he's pulled a dodgy one. I did a lot of checking through my own sources. And it would appear the guy has a record longer than my arm. He has been known as a fraudster, a scammer, both in the UK and the US. I think he can't get into the US anymore. I think there's a problem there. So I believe. But hey, why would he want to? Is he 80 odd and he's just begging in the Philippines? I'm sure he'll have a gold plated mansion soon. These people wouldn't bother me so much, but it just makes the rest of us look bad. When I was in the Philippines recently, I noticed it. Luckily, a lot had changed because there weren't that many foreigners left behind. Most had already duck and run back to their own home countries for obvious reasons. And in some areas, I was treated very well, and in some areas, I noticed a lot of tension, especially in places like Cebu. There was a bit of tension there between foreigners and the locals. You know, we weren't seen in the same light. I don't know. It's just the way it felt. And maybe it was just me. I don't know. But it just felt that way. It was really weird. And that's why Gio's been messing up the way he is. And I wasn't staying that far from where Gio was supposed to be staying. IT Park and all that were just right beside where I was staying. Interesting. I wished I'd have bumped into that individual. That's one I would have had a few words with. I wouldn't have been able to help myself. Okay, guys, I'm not going to be on much longer. This is going to be a relatively short one today. Quite simply because obviously we've got a lot going on. But I'll keep it on probably for another half hour. She was too old for the hilltop. For sure. But I hear she makes good fishing. I wonder if I can overheight extension on that 30 there. For sure. Gio was at Mac 10 Newtown. Yeah. But he also went to IT Park a couple of times, and we weren't that far from him on a couple of occasions. Hint, hint. He was in Mac 10 Newtown when it was convenient to him, and he did spend time going to places like IT Park, trying to be social and special and high class, I guess. So, like I say, we went in more than one occasion. We weren't too far from him. But like I say, I would have loved to have bumped into that one. All right, 20 on. I don't know of anything else that's been going on. I mean, there's things that I was less clued up on because I was half the time without internet or basically busy doing other things. The Filipina P did a vlog on the 30-day rule this morning. JR says it hasn't changed. I think I don't know if and when it's going to change. I know it was in the process before the pandemic. They were already looking into it. Then the pandemic hit and it sort of delayed everything. But I know it's due to come out. Whether it comes out in force, that it'll probably come into force maybe after the election or something. Maybe they'll have some grace time between, but I'm sure it's going to come into force. Yeah, that's probably about right. That's probably about right. The thing is, that rule needs to change. I know that the Thailand was getting really fed up with people begging, foreigners begging on the streets, foreign vloggers not paying their taxes and whatnot, and living willy nilly and all that. It was becoming too much, and they've started to clean up the place. So I think you push a country too far. If you really listen to Captain Mark, he does his interviews very poorly. No, he's not. The Rope really is not the best interview or anything. In fact, the best interview he could give was one of himself. And that's the interview he likes the most, of how special he is. Let's see. IATF is saying that one of the Bureau of Immigration. Yeah. This was supposed to go into that's always been the problem with the IATF. The IATF believe that they have power and authority over rules and regulations when they don't, and this has been a problem. Governor Gwen Garcia of Cebu had a major fallout with the IATF, them telling Governor Gwen what she has to and has not been able to do, which breaches the law. And she made it very clear that she doesn't take her orders from the IATF, that the IATF has to take the orders from her and from the president. And just to point the fact that when we landed in Cebu, we were the first green country couple to go into the country, and we were rushed through the process. No quarantine or anything. We were rushed through the process. It took kind of like a whirlwind. It took less than 25, 30 minutes. And we were given like this diploma thing. It was really weird. As to say, you're the first green. It was really weird. And we were out there in no time. But the sequence of events entering through Cebu were easy, and convenience on leaving was a joke. That's another story. How dare you disparaging remarks to the commander of the Philippines fleet? Exactly. How dare thee? What is it? The Vice Royal Admiral of the Rear Guard of the Navy of the Philippines and future liner director. It's an executive order and it has to be changed by the Senate. So the visa specialist says it'll come in. It'll come in. It's just got to be made into law. And I think they have to wait till the next session of the Senate, I believe. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. Don't listen to me on that one. I really don't understand how the laws work on there. But it will come into force at some point because I know it's been on the back burner. I read about this, it's got to be on 2.5 years ago. And since then, it's actually been on the back burner. I think it was 1.5, 2.5 years ago, something like that. Anyway, it was a couple of years ago, more or less. So I knew it was on its way. And I have said it before in a couple of videos or live streams that it was going to change at some point. And it will. Just like everything else, it will change. It has to. Because I know one of Duterte's goals was to regulate and redefine the immigration strategy for the Philippines. Yeah, it'll get rid of it. It'll get rid of them, but there's other ways that they'll sneak round. The one individual that I believe that Dave had on the Raw Facts. I don't know if you saw that video where he was talking to this guy, or somebody was talking to this guy who'd been in the country for X amount of years, and that if you don't make yourself too visible, nobody's going to bother with you and all this. Well, apparently he's on the process of being ejected. They just really need to do it across the board. The irony is, it's been a long time coming, and if it does go into effect, good. It will stop a greater portion of these individuals from playing silly games. The problem, and to be honest with you, I think the biggest problem here isn't so much the e-beggars. They're always going to sort of find a way to be there. It's the fools that keep giving them money, and the fools that think that they know better. And when you point out the deficiencies of giving these individuals money, they get all upset and they start trolling you and they start saying that you're the bad guy. Well, stop giving them money. Don't be a fool. That's the irony of this the stupidity of it. Ah, dude. Good to see you back. Poor Anal has left Phil's. He's broke. Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me. He made a big ho and ha how he got a job and all this. I don't know. For sure. We were mentioning that earlier. Or there'll be a massive queue. People getting numbers, tickets, yeah? My turn, sir. Now serving number 43. This is the problem, and it's not going to be good. You print them offline. Yeah. You just join. Nah, definitely a very big bottle of antiseptic. Yeah, good day, mate. Nice to have you back. Yeah, we've had a lot of ups and downs with everything that's been going on, and unfortunately, not been around much. Did explain earlier on in the live. Breaking news: actually, little Paul is returning. Did he? Ah, he's returning. Is he going back to his girlfriend, the one he's supposed to have left? Let him come back. Oh, he's returning. But I thought he had a job. Is the job finished that quickly? How many stallions have cantered around? Yeah, absolutely. Captain Colgate in the house. You know, it's going to be funny. He had better get into the going back to what Tino was saying. He'd better get it back into the Philippines very soon, because if they do change those laws, he will not have the same benefits that he had before. Yeah. Basically, I don't know if you caught the video of us with the Typhoon Odette aid. Since then, obviously, we've had a few medical issues to deal with our Lucy. She's on the mend now, and we've got more tests and that to be done. Well, it's been emotionally, mentally, and physically exhausting, but we're moving forward. Hey, Gran. GB's in the house. That's funny. Yeah. Well, the thing is, if the new rule of 30 days comes in, or the new 30-day rule, I don't know how he's going to keep that Pookie. It's going to be fun to see. Yep, I think I will be keep the live streams going over the next bunch of weeks. We'll try to keep it more constant if we can, depending on situations here. But we will try our best on that one. The more we out these people, the better. And I just hope that the Phil government do change the rules and regulations. It's time that they did. It's time that they modernized their immigration laws. You know, the shame it brings to the country is just unbelievable. They treat it as their own personal playground. Honey, do you mind turning that down before I throw something at the telly?
You heard it.
Honey, did I hear it? I want to kill the woman. Sorry, Lucy's watching something on YouTube and it's doing my nut. Yeah, you can't, mate. According to Lucy, we have to run the senior citizen place by ourselves because otherwise the other seniors will have no one to play with. Yeah, we're coping. We're coping as best we can. Lucy surprisingly has great amounts of strength. This woman has surprised me in every single way. When she should have been in pain from her surgical procedure, and she just smiled it off. The doctors were surprised because within a couple of days, having severe surgery, they let her go home, and it shocked us. It shocked us. I understand medically that is just had an appointment made. Yeah, yeah. Well, then you know where we're at. It's a road we've been down before, and now we're facing the same road again, only a lot worse this time. Lucy's already said it on her channel. So we're looking at dealing with that. Mia's got other options, but remember, she was scripted and controlled by the great anal adventures himself. So the chances are he's still got her under thumb. It would not surprise me. He used to slag down the Philippines something chronic in his videos. Why would he want to go back there? Why not try somewhere else? Oh, probably because they won't accept him somewhere else. Crazy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't put it better myself. Yeah, I watched Lucy's videos in the hospital. Yeah. Even Gran Barella says to eat a burger. She wishes she could. Unfortunately, her diet has been reduced because of the surgery, so she's got to build up the momentum again. And you know, it's very difficult to keep a Filipina away from her food.
Oh, no rice.
No rice, no life.
No life.
So that's been the hilarious one. All she wants to do is eat something. Rice, lechon, anything, any kind of food. It's quite funny.
I've been watching like crazy the man for the mukbang.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's killing me.
Oh, for sure he's going to keep his hooks in. Let's put it this way. Unlike Gio has no basis now. He's kept this girl, and all the story about breaking up was a scam. The whole scam was to get her more viewers, more sympathy views, more sympathy gifts, more sympathy likes, to keep her funded whilst he was away. It's a clever little ruse. Well, the thing is, we weren't sure what the situation was when we were in the Philippines when it kicked off. And unfortunately, we got the bad news when we got home. But we're keeping positive. We're waiting to see what the biopsies say. We're waiting to see what the doctors have to say. There are new treatments coming out all the time, and we're onto that at some points. But, you know, we're taking it a day at a time. We're trying not to overthink this. Yeah, he did. He's he's probably one of the most arrogant people I've ever seen on YouTube. He is so self flattering and so egocentric that he doesn't care about women, which is why you understand why he doesn't have good relationships. Hi, CB. Cebu Bossman's in. Yeah, I know. I was in Cebu and I was trying to get hold of you, but unfortunately, time constraints really didn't have us very long there. But next time we come over, I'm definitely going to put in some time for you and I to bump into each other. But good to see you back here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's put it this way. I think he may have had to review how he does things. He is a conniving individual. He's a very scheming individual. When he didn't want Mia to have a YouTube channel, now she's got one. Why? Because he knew it was a way for her to make money so he wouldn't have to pay for her. And he did everything. He scripted her, he trained her, he browbeat her till she did things the way he wanted. She's a very young and easily manipulated girl. He's never been able to handle a real woman, so absolutely. Absolutely. That's why with the big ego that he's got. Sad. Yeah, I would. The thing is, I did bump into a few people whilst I was in Cebu, but unfortunately, we were only there for a few days, and time just got. It was just so quick. If I'd have done things a bit different, and the storm hadn't hit, I would have had more time to catch up with people like yourself, which I would have loved to have done. That would have been brilliant. But just one of those things. But watch this space. More to come on that one. Those dresses keep getting lower cut. Yeah. Let's put it this way. She had people gifting her bikes and everything. Another ging. And as we were saying earlier on in the live stream, there's going to be so many of these guys going over there, and there's going to have to start getting tickets. You have to sell tickets for who gets the first go, who gets the second go, etc., etc. Maybe that's his plan. I'm not entirely sure. I keep hearing different stories. A lot of the guys here are saying that it's not been implemented yet. A lot are saying that it's already implemented. I think that they won't be able to extend any more than 30 days. Obviously, because I knew they were going to change the laws. It was just a matter of when and where. The 30-day, is there a change to it? It's supposed to be taking effect ASAP. I think you can stay a total of, is it 59 days, I think? And then you would have to leave the country for so many months, and then 3 months or something, and then you can come back. I'm not entirely sure. It's the modern equivalent to the pimps. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And the question is are they going to charge like $20 a go? That's the sad thing. We joke about it, but to be quite honest with you, it would not surprise me with some of these individuals. And sad to see, because they have exploited these girls big time. They have sexploited these girls big time. Some of them have really gone to town with it, showing off their girlfriends' asses and assets left, right, and center just to get views, which is a crime in itself. I presume retirement visa isn't included. Don't think so, but I think they're going to be stringent rules on the retirement visa. You know, you got to have. I think you got to have so much money or so much pension. I know there was going to do a massive shake-up on the immigration side of things. This I read about way before the pandemic kicked in, um, and that's the funny thing is obviously with the pandemic everything changed and there was delays. Absolutely. Let's put it this way: I can respect someone doing a channel, making money from AdSense, perhaps the occasional super chat from one of these things. I've got no issue with that. But to literally go on there asking for financial help for their family, for their schooling, for their transport, for their food, for their hang on, you want a husband for that, someone who's working that can provide for you, not expecting everybody else's husband to do that. That's the sad thing about it. And these guys have shown these women how best to be self sufficient, make an income. I like the way they make it out as if it's a job. For me, this is a hobby. This is a pastime. This is um, a stress reliever to some degree. You know, it's like having a beer with the boys and girls. Um, I don't get the need to allow your girlfriend to sexualize herself onto a channel just to get views. We know sex sells. Um, but under Filipino law, it doesn't. It's not supposed to, and it is illegal. A lot of them are doing it, and it has to stop at some point. I know that somebody got arrested not long ago, actually. A foreigner got arrested, and he was doing dodgy videos. I'm not sure if it was with, yeah, not long ago, actually. We were there. They got arrested. It was three of them, if I remember correctly. And I didn't get to see the whole news report. My Visayan and my Tagalog isn't that great. But from what I did gather, it was to do with um, sexploitation, so to speak, sexual exploitation. Comes under the, I think it comes under the Human Trafficking Act. And apparently they were arrested and they're in a lot of shit now. So they are, I mean, let's put it this way. We all know in the Philippines that the legal system does not run as fast as it should or as fast as we would like, but it does get there in time. Yeah, human sex trafficking, same thing. Their laws are very stringent on that, and that's now what people have to look at. They may think that they're doing nothing, and even under the law, even if the girl on the video has consented to do these acts or show herself in a provocative way, even if she's over age and has consented, it is still the owner of the video or owner of the channel's responsibility not to allow it because it still comes under the rule. So, interesting to see what would happen if they were reported. Anyway, guys, I am going to head off now. I'm going to let you guys go. Been great to have you on here, and it's good to be back. Now that we're a bit more settled here, still got a huge mountain to climb medically, but we will get there. And yes, I will be having. Oh, hang on. Okay, I'll have to stay on a little while longer. All right, I'll hang on a little bit longer. David's in the house. Just talking about you earlier regarding all these people saying that you weren't in the Philippines. And I made it pretty clear that I did meet up with you and you are in the Philippines. So let's see what they say about that. But yeah, I'm going to stay on a little bit longer because we just got new people on. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. We're hoping for the best. There are tough times coming. We know it. And whether we're ready for it or not is neither here nor there. We will face it. No other choice. Yeah. I've seen some of the things I've seen. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I've had a good laugh with that grinding coconuts channel. Sometimes they put on something that's absolutely hilarious, and sometimes it's not so good. But hey, it is what it is. No, you'll never. I don't care about the trolls. They don't bother me. Stopped being bothered by them a long time ago. I know what they're there. They're just trying to discredit or to shame or whatever. Look, the guys that come onto this channel, for the great part, 95 to 99% of them know what's here, so they know what there is. Boss Hog promised to put his blood, sweat, and tears into. I bet he did. I bet he did. If he could sell his blood, sweat, and tears, he would. But then when you buy them, he'd ask for them back, and he wouldn't send them to you. Nice one, Sal. Leave the Late franchise to me. That's my. I like it. Brilliant. I got it. Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Means a lot. I love that. Didn't you put a comment on somebody's channel? I think it's Dave's channel. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know if you spoke about it already, but I heard Old Dog is now. Yeah, we did mention it earlier. Old Dick has claimed this on more than one occasion. Okay, I think he was waiting for the time for when he knew he could return, and that's why he didn't leave before. He mentioned this about 2, maybe 3 months ago, that he was going to leave for family reasons or whatever. Now he's using his dad's illness as an excuse. Look, it is what it is. He's a two-faced, fake individual who I fronted in Dumaguete, and you know this because you and I spoke about this, Dave. I fronted this individual. Lucy did as well. Fakers. Anything. Totally worthless. But yeah, let him go. But he won't stay gone. The thing is, I am truly hoping that the immigration rules do change. Nothing against our guys who go there on a normal, decent basis, but to stop all these individuals shaming the rest of us. Everyone here that comes onto this channel, 95 to 99% of them want to get rid of these people clearly and only because it shames the rest of us. You go there, you take your money, you live your tourist time there, or your holiday time there, or your retirement time there, and you want to be looked in a good light. But now Filipinos look at you in two ways. They'll either look at you badly because you may be a broke-ass foreigner, right? And you may not be. But they'll still look at you like that because that has already been put in their mind. Remember, the golden rule is you can do 10 things that are good. You do one thing that's bad, that's the one thing that's remembered. All right? Albert Einstein proved that. You can do, out of 10 things that are good, you just do one thing bad. The other 9 things they won't remember, but the 10th they will, the bad thing. That's the way life works, unfortunately. What was that? Sorry, guys, just saw something flash up on my screen. Best of luck with your situation. I had to go through 5-year deal. Yeah, well, fingers crossed. All I can say is we're not going to go into too much detail at the moment because there's still the biopsies to come through and everything. We've already spent, got 3 years invested in this hell. The poor girl's been through the mangle, the ringer, the spinner, everything she's had. And the irony is we're just doing the best we can to get her through it. And hopefully everything will be good. Can't guarantee nothing in this world. Philip is in dire need of an e-beggar sex pipe. Yes, big time. It's a pity, like the film The Purge, you can't just go around, get your shotgun and say, okay, time to clear out the trash. That'd be hilarious. Oh, just a bit of fun. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks, T. Really appreciate that, man. We will. We will. Lucy's tougher than people think. She may even surprise the docs because she has done in the past. It would not surprise me. That woman is a diamond. Yeah. The thing is, she lost a lot of weight, and at the time, we weren't sure what it was. How can I say that from the time that we saw you to now, things progressed at a very, very rapid rate, and the deterioration started. She looks better now. She's now starting to eat again slowly. She's had a bypass put in so she can digest food properly now. She's kicking ass and taking names, and she's going to get there. Just bit by bit. But yeah, I really appreciate all your well wishes. It really means a lot to us. Okay. All right, guys. I'm not going to be on here much longer. I really need to get rested in that busy day tomorrow. But I will try to give you another pre-warning and let you know when I'm going to do another live stream. Now that I've got a bit, things have calmed down and Lucy's back home, we should be able to do more of these. Dave, totally appreciate it. Right now, we're cool. But I will, if ever I need to, I will definitely take up that offer. It's totally appreciated. And that's the great thing is it shows the difference of the people I have on this channel, the people that come regularly to the live streams in comparison to what the individuals that we're dealing with outside of the live streams. It shows the difference, the caliber of people. Thank you, bro. Really appreciate it. He hasn't really denied anything. I've met him. He is who he is. He wants his anonymity, and I've respected that. Obviously, I've had time with him, and I can assure you now, his intentions are purely the same as what everyone else's is here. Grinding coconuts doesn't put a face to their channel. There are lots of channels that don't put faces to it. And that's fair enough. I've got no issue with that. David is who he is. And I can assure you, I don't think a face is going to change anything. And anyway, you have to suffer with my ugly face all the time. What more do you want? Anyway, guys, I am going to pop off because I have to get some rest. I've been doing this. How many times have I said this now? All right. Anyway, guys, we will try to do another one very soon, so long as nothing else clashes. All right. Thanks, guys. See you again soon. Babe, you want to say bye?
Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.
All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye now.